Welcome to video number 11 with your teacher, Skylar. Today's video in math is all about word problems with subtraction and addition. Let's get started. What we're gonna do now is word problems. We're gonna use all of the skills and knowledge that we have already to figure out actual questions that might come up in our daily lives. If we can't do this part of it, what we just learned earlier in the chapter doesn't really matter. So this is really important. I'm gonna teach you some steps to each word problem that we do. When you start a word problem, there are some easy steps that you can follow that will help you each and every time. So when you read a problem, first read the entire problem. You don't wanna just read one sentence at a time. You can go slow if you'd like, but make sure that you read it once all the way through. That's step number one. Step number two is find the question. Sometimes, and most of the times, it's at the end of the problem. So look for the sentence with the question mark at the end. Then for number three, you want to take out all of the information or numbers that is told to us in the actual problem. And I like to post them as steps. So I'll have a bullet point and I'll have one sentence that tells me one piece of information. And then I'll list all of the information I know and then go back to the question. And using the information that you know, solve the problem slowly. Let's go ahead and give one a shot. Step number one. Read the problem all the way through. CT's mother saved $320,545 baht. CT's father saved 765,490 baht. How much did her parents save all together? Let's find out what the question is. Do you see the sentence that has the question mark in it? How much did her parents save all together? That is our question. This is what we're going to be answering. So I'm gonna pull that out along with every little piece of information that the sentence gives us. It might take a long time, but in order to do these, you have to go slow and think about them a little harder than if they were just to give you a math problem. So what I've done is I've pulled out the question, how much money was saved total? And mom saved this much, dad saved this much. And from this, what I'm gonna do is create a number sentence. A number sentence is simply a math problem written like we've seen them before, not stacked on top of each other, but actually written out long form. You guys are gonna see this in the book, so try to remember number sentence. A number sentence is going to look like this. I've written both numbers long form. Now, I know that mom makes this much, dad makes this much. How much is that in total? How much is it all together? So, we know that in order to find out what is all together, it needs to be an addition problem. So that's what I've done right here. I have mom's number, dad's number, and then I'm gonna add them together to find out our unknown. What I'm gonna do is I'm actually going to take this number, make a math problem right here, and then right here I'm gonna write the answer. So what I've done is I've taken the number sentence and I laid it out so it's nice and neat, and it's just a basic addition problem. The one thing that I really want you to look at here while we're learning about this is this. These two words is baht. We're dealing with money. It's not just random numbers. We're adding baht together. So in my actual problem, I put baht. Let's go ahead and do this addition problem, and then I'll show you where that comes back into play. 5 plus 0 is 5. 9 plus 4 is 13. We need to carry the 1. 4 plus 5 is 9. Plus 1 more is 10. So we're going to put a 0, comma, and carry the 1. 5 plus 0 plus 1 is 6. And then 2 plus 6 is 8. And then 7 plus 3 is 10. So we're going to put a 0 here and a comma, and our 1 is going to move to the millions spot. We have 320,545 baht plus 765,490 baht. Now we have this number. Baht plus baht equals baht. Because our number isn't just 1 million something, it's 1 million something baht. So we need to make sure that we include that in our answer. So this is the math. Now we're gonna write the answer. Now remember, the question was asked to us in words, so we need to answer in words. It's almost like if someone had a conversation with us, you don't just say 1,086,035. No, you say, my mom and dad saved this much money. You actually say the words, so we're gonna write the words. It's gonna be annoying. No one wants to do it, but this is part of learning math. You need to answer word problems in words. So we're gonna do that right here. Right, CT's, parents, saved 1,086,035. Oh wait, are we finished? No, they didn't just save this number, they saved this much baht. So you have to make sure to include baht in your answer. Now, as we're learning this, I'm gonna be pretty strict about this. Why, teacher? Why are you going to be strict? Because as you guys learn more math, as you go higher and higher, your teachers are going to need this in your answers. So I'm not being mean. All teachers want you to include the units, okay? Now, this is a sentence. I have a capital S and I have a period at the end. This is a full sentence. All of them are gonna be like this. Take your time, there's no need to rush. I am more focused on you guys getting the correct answer and making sure that you're slowing down and actually processing what is being asked and what you are answering with. For this next one, I'm actually going to just write down in the video what the question is because I want to use the entire board to show you guys how to do the problem. So I'm going to step out of the way and I'm going to add the question to the screen. So, in 2016, Rayong had a population of 700,223 people. Phuket had 306,054 less people than Rayong. Ranong had 205,015 less people than Phuket. How many people lived in Rayong? All right, well that is a little bit confusing, but if we use the steps that I've already told you to figure out this problem, it'll make much more sense. So, step number 1, what is it asking? Let's go ahead and put that on the board. What is this question asking? Where is the question mark? Okay, so what I've done is I've gone ahead and written the question. Question is, how many people live in Ranong? So now what we need to do is look at the question again, the entire word problem, and pull information out. This is going to be easier. It might take you long, but if you list out what we know, it's much easier to answer the question. So let's go ahead and do that now. What I've done is I've looked at the word problem again, and I've taken each piece of information and listed them so I can see them more clear. So we have Rayong had a population of 700,223. So there's one thing that we know, okay? It's a fact. And then we know that Phuket had this much less than Rayong. So it's this much less than this much. So we already have a math problem. But then, remember our question, it wants to know how many people lived in Ranong. So, from the answer that we get from the first math problem, we have to go back and look at that number again and take away this much less, because Ranong had this many people less than Phuket. So I'm gonna draw a picture so we can look at this, and then I'm actually gonna do the math right here. I'm gonna write the number sentence. So what I've done is I've looked at my information and I've drawn a picture. I took my time and I drew a picture of what the math problem will look like. So we know that Rayong has this many people. And then the next one, right here, Phuket's population, the number less than Phuket. So from here, this gap, it has this many people less than Phuket. So we need to figure out what this question mark is first, okay? So it's a two-parter. So let's go back to our facts. I've actually written a number sentence right here. So the number sentence for the first two facts is that we need to find a number that's Rayong minus the amount of people that are not in Phuket. We need to find out the population of people in Phuket. And Phuket has this much less than this much. So we're going to take Rayong and put it right here, minus the amount of people less than Phuket. And that will give us how many people are in Phuket. That'll give us our first question mark right here, okay? So I'm gonna put that problem right here, and then we'll do the second one right here. We have Rayong's population, and then we have the amount of people in Phuket minus this number, which is going to give us the amount of people who live in Phuket. So this is just a simple subtraction problem. 4 minus 3, we need to borrow from our tens. This is going to become a 13. 13 minus 4 is 9. 1 minus 5 we cannot do, so we need to borrow from our hundreds and make this an 11. So 11 minus 5 is 6. 1 minus 0 is just 1, comma. 0 minus 6 we can't do, so we have to make this a 9 and then go all the way to our hundred thousands and make that a 6. So this becomes a 10. 10 minus 6 is 4. 9 minus 0 is 9. 6 minus 3 is 3. Okay, and because I wrote my label right here, I'm not gonna forget. So this is the amount of people in Phuket. That's this question mark right here. So boom, we've already done half of the problem. You guys know how teacher Skylar loves that you have your blue books? Well, this is one of the reasons why. We're gonna be using a lot of paper for these. I want you guys to use as much space as you need, okay? So what I'm talking about is our information. We're learning more information as we figure out this problem. Because now, another fact that we know is that Phuket has this many people. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna erase this number sentence as well this bit of information right here. Because all these two are telling us is Phuket's population. So I'm gonna erase these. And put in this. Because now we know two pieces of solid information. We know Rayong's population, now we know Phuket's population. Okay, so we're not finished. We have one more bit of information to find the question's answer, okay? How many people live in Renong? I'm not sure I'm saying that name right, but I'm trying my best. Okay, so now we know Rayong's population, Phuket's population. Now let's look at this last piece of information we pulled from the question. Renong had this much less than Phuket. Well, this is Phuket's population right here. So all we need to do is take Phuket's population minus this, and it's gonna give you Renong's population. It's gonna give you the answer to this question mark right here. And you can see, this is Phuket's population, this is how much less they have, and then Renong is going to be whatever is left over. So let's do this one right here. Okay, so here I have it. I have Phuket's population, and then how many people Renong had less than Phuket's population. So it's a subtraction problem, And let's go ahead and answer that right now. 9 minus 5 is just 4. 6 minus 1 is 5. 1 minus 0 is 1. 4 minus 5 we can't do, so we're going to make this an 8 and this a 14. 14 minus 5 is 9. 8 minus 0 is 8. 3 minus 2 is 1. So remember, we're going to put renom. This is our actual answer. So this figures out Renom's population, and it's going to tell us how many people live in Renom. Once we've done all of this, you have to ask yourself, did I answer the question? How many people live in Renom? Well, we have it written in our picture. We've shown in math Renom's population. So now we've answered the question. But remember, the question was asked to us in words, so we have to answer in words. So I've written my answer. I have a capital Renom, and then I have a period at the end. So Renom had a population of 189,154. Now, I didn't put a period after the number. Why? Because populations could be anything. We could be talking about bird population or dog population, okay? So we need to make sure that we add people. We're talking about people in this problem. People is our units. We need to make sure that we keep that and put it in our answer. Notice, we did a lot of work for one question, and that's okay. Sometimes it happens like that. And I really went slow and broke the problem down, which you guys should too. Don't race through these. I want you to stop and think about what it's asking. How many steps do I need to take to get to the answer? Well, here we did 2. We had to figure out Phuket's population, and then we had to figure out Renom's population. And sometimes problems just take long. There's no need to rush. We need to make sure that we do all of the steps, even draw pictures if we need to get the final answer in words. That's gonna wrap up video number 11. Come back tomorrow for video number 12.